What if Earth grew 1 centimeter every second? Imagine a world where the Earth begins to expand at an astonishing rate of 1 centimeter every second. At first, the change is barely noticeable. People go about their daily lives, oblivious to the slow, creeping growth beneath their feet. However, as the days turn into weeks, the consequences of this bizarre phenomenon begin to unfold. On the first day, the Earth expands by a mere 864 meters. It feels like a gentle jolt, almost like a minor earthquake. But no one thinks much of it. Buildings remain intact and life continues as usual. Scientists are baffled but not alarmed. After all, a centimeter is just a tiny fraction of what the Earth already is. They conduct studies, trying to understand the implications of this gradual expansion, but the data remains inconclusive. As the weeks pass, the situation becomes more apparent. The ground beneath cities and towns slowly rises, yet people hardly notice. To them, it seems as if the world around them is simply adjusting. However, nature begins to react. Trees once firmly rooted in the ground start to show signs of stress as the soil shifts beneath them. Cracks form in pavement, but they are small and easily overlooked. Then, after a month, the Earth has expanded by an astonishing 26 kilometers. The average weight of a person increases slightly, but not enough for anyone to notice. The effects on gravity are negligible when compared to the fluctuations that occur naturally throughout the day. But the infrastructure begins to suffer. Roads, bridges, and buildings designed to withstand a certain level of stress start to show their age. Engineers scramble to assess the situation, but most structures appear to be holding up. As time goes on, the cumulative effects of the expansion become more pronounced. After a year, the ground has risen by 31.536 kilometers, and gravity has increased by 5%. The changes are subtle but undeniable. People start to feel a slight heaviness in their bodies, but they dismiss it as a result of aging or lifestyle. However, the real crisis lies beneath the surface. Cracks begin to form in long concrete structures, and some elevated roads buckle under the strain. By the end of 5 years, the situation has escalated dramatically. Gravity is now 25% stronger, and the weight of an average person has increased significantly. Infrastructure that was once considered stable collapses under the expanding ground. Skyscrapers, once symbols of human achievement, sway precariously. Panic sets in as news reports of collapsing bridges and failing power lines flood the media. People begin to grapple with the reality of their situation. The Earth is growing, and it is changing everything. In the midst of this chaos, scientists scramble to understand the phenomenon. They hypothesize that the increased mass of the Earth is causing gravitational shifts that no one anticipated. The satellites that once provided GPS signals now malfunction, leading to widespread confusion. People can no longer rely on their devices to navigate, and the world feels disoriented. After a decade, the effects are catastrophic. Gravity has increased by 50%, and people struggle to walk without assistance. The once bustling cities are now eerily quiet as people remain indoors, fearing the instability outside. Food production suffers as crops fail to grow under the increased pressure. The world has changed, and the human population is forced to adapt to a daunting new reality. As Earth continues to expand, the atmosphere begins to change. Air pressure rises, making it increasingly difficult to breathe. The thickening air causes respiratory problems for many, and the health crisis deepens. People are forced to find ways to cope with their new environment, leading to the development of technologies designed to create breathable spaces. Controlled pressure chambers become commonplace, allowing individuals to exist in a semblance of normalcy despite the chaos outside. After 40 years, Earth's surface gravity has tripled. Humans can no longer walk upright. Instead, they crawl or use wheeled devices to move. The planet has transformed into a strange, hostile environment. Trees collapse under their own weight, and ecosystems struggle to survive. The idea of community has shifted. People now live in isolated enclaves, relying on technology to sustain them. The situation becomes even more dire as the Earth approaches the point of no return. After 100 years, the gravitational forces are so strong that even the most robust structures fail. The world is a shadow of its former self, with only small insects and sea creatures able to thrive in the oppressive conditions. Humans, once the dominant species, find themselves on the brink of extinction. Yet, amid the despair, a flicker of hope emerges. Scientists propose a radical solution, harnessing the Earth's growth to create new habitats. They envision a world where controlled expanse